Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Puerto Rican critic, and I review it because I can. Now, have you ever had a bad day at work? Long day, tiring day, or just plain out in a rut or in a funk? Well, usually some people like to go outside and hike. Some people like to take long walks. Some people even like to read books. But if you're like me, and a crazy movie nerd, you would watch a movie. But what movies would I watch? Well, that's why I'm here, to give you the top 12 movies that cheer me up when I'm in a funk. And why top 12? Because I like to go 2 steps beyond a nostalgia critic. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Number 12, Fatal Instinct. Now, Fatal Instinct is a spoofed movie which mainly spoofs Fatal Attraction and Basic Instinct, along with Cape Fear, Sleeping with the Enemy, and a few others. But why this at number 12? Well, it is a dumb movie, but yet it's fun to watch and it always cheers me up. So that's why I put it at the lower part of the list. If you haven't seen this movie, I recommend you check it out for a laugh. It's pretty good. Number 11, Man with a Screaming Brain. Now, anybody that knows me knows that I love Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell is awesome. I love all of his films, and this is one of them. Man with a Screaming Brain is about Bruce Campbell, Walter Coves, a real estate man who has to sell some property in Bulgaria. Now, along the way, he meets up with a taxi cab driver who's a communist. Now, through a chain of events, Walter Cove's brain gets damaged, dies from head injury, and let's just say the taxi cab driver died, gunshot wound. So they were able to bring him back to life by using half of the taxi cab driver's brain. So now he has 2 thoughts running through his mind. He hears the thoughts of the taxi cab driver and himself. So he's a man with a screaming brain. And this is another stupid fun movie and directed by Bruce Campbell himself. So I recommend that you guys would check it out. Alright, number 10, Quest for Camelot. Now I know what you all are thinking. Hey, isn't this a ripoff of any Disney movie? Well, let me tell you, it is, but it's enjoyable. I mean, yes, there are some things that are corny, over the top, and yes, there are tons of stuff that is never explained, but yet there's something fun about it. It's got a fun quality to it. You could just watch it and never really worry about the plot or anything. If you're like me and you're in the right mindset, then you got nothing to complain about with Quest for Camelot. And I love the song I Stand Alone. So, that's why Quest for Camelot is in the number 10 spot. Number 9, The Comedy of Terrors. Now this is a must to own. It's a horror spoof starring Vincent Price, Boris Karloff, and Peter Lorre, and Basil Rathbone, along with a few other actors that are well known for the time. Now, Comedy of Terrors is about Vincent Price and Peter Lorre owning a funeral parlor. Now, sometimes business isn't always booming, so late at night they would find a rich, wealthy man, kill him, and then make money off for the funeral. So, if they can't find customers, they would make customers. So, Comedy of Terrors, though, is a fantastic spoof. It has Vincent Price playing one of the funniest characters I've seen in cinema. A drunk owner of a funeral parlor. How can that not be fun? So, Comedy of Terrors is right up there. So Comedy of Terrors is one of my favorite films. And again, I can't stress this enough. Watch it. Check it out. It's awesome. Number 8, Bebe's Kids. Now, if you're like me, I was probably a young kid during this time. I was little, so I didn't understand all the jokes that Bebe's Kids had. But watching it as an adult, it's even funnier. Now, this movie's based on Robin Harris's stand-up, which he based on real events. Now, in the movie, Robin Harris tries to impress this girl. And he agreed to take her to take her kid to this amusement park. But what he didn't know when he went to pick him up, there was other kids there. And it's like, I thought you only had that one kid. It's like, no, these are baby's kids. So he has to take care of these bratty kids at this amusement park, and these kids are insane. And one of them voiced by Tone Loc. Yes, Tone Loc. Wild Thing himself. So, Baby's Kids is in the number 8 spot because I vaguely remember it, but I remember it being an enjoyable film. And yes, I saw the Nostalgia Critic's review of it, and to be honest, he probably just didn't get it. With me, I still love this movie. It's a classic in my opinion. Number 7, Super Mario Brothers the movie. Now stop. Just stop for a second. Now, if you're going to spam or hate me for this, then go ahead, tell me how much I suck, leave in the comments below. But let me tell you this. I love Super Mario Brothers the movie. Yes, I do. I remember watching it as a kid and I thought, hey, this is pretty cool. If only the video game was more like the movie. Yeah, and I played the video game and I love it. And the movie, I love it. I mean, look, for one, it's hard to adaptate a video game into a movie. I know how hard it is to adaptate a story into a short film. Or into a film in general. It's hard work. And you have to throw in some stuff that probably wasn't in the book, and you do have to subtract some things that wasn't in the book, or in the video game for that matter. Usually because of budget, or whatever. Or creative differences. Either way, Super Mario Brothers the movie is a classic in my opinion. I love Super Mario Brothers the movie. Don't be hating. Now, yes, there are some cheesy, weird stuff that goes on in the movie that doesn't always relate to the video game. But hey, when I watched it, I didn't mind it. I thought it was cool. And look. Number 6, Rock-a-Doodle. Now this is another Don Bluth movie. Now, Don Bluth, during the time, made such great animated films, such as An American Tail, Secret of Nim, All Dogs Go to Heaven, and many other classics. Now, some people have said he started going downhill, and this was the movie that started it. And that's the film Rock-a-Doodle. Now, Rock-a-Doodle is a story about a young boy who gets turned into a cat. Hey, it happens. And his farm is in danger because a rooster known as Chanticleer and his only job on the farm is to wake the sun. Now, something happened where the other farm animals believe he's a sham and he never really did wake the sun. But when he leaves, all of a sudden the sun doesn't come up and then the whole farm starts flooding. So it's up to this little boy and a couple of the other animals to go find Chanticleer to wake the sun back up. So, yeah, I mean, again, the story itself is a little cheesy, and it is cheesy, and it is very much for kids. But yet, keep in mind, this is for kids. So an adult won't get this. A kid probably will. And, yeah, it does have strange moments in there, and strange lines. And the songs aren't always good. But every now and then they do come across maybe one or maybe just one good song. But still, Rock-a-Doodle is a classic. I love this movie. And it never fails to put me in a good mood. Alright. Number 5. The Thief and the Cobbler. Now, surprising. Now, you know the funny thing is, well, at least to me, not a lot of people know about this movie. Yeah. I mean, the people I work with, some of my friends, when they talk about what movie they watched as a kid, I would say, yeah, you know, and Thief and the Cobbler was really cool. And they look at me and it's like, what's that? Is that a movie? And I'm like, yeah, it's a movie. It's like, isn't that a Disney film? And I'm like, no, it's not. It's a Miramax film. And they're like, no, never heard of it. See, no one's heard of it. And I think people should watch it. I mean, it is a great animated movie. Now, the story is about this cobbler named Tack. Yeah. Okay. And it's about him becoming the first Arabian Night. And it's all about him living in this palace of Baghdad, who is protected by these 3 golden balls. It's magic, so I don't have to explain it. And it all starts going downhill when a thief tries to steal the golden balls, and he stole them at a bad time because King One Eye is about to invade Baghdad. So it's up to Tak, the princess, and a few others to find a way to defeat One Eye and to try to retrieve the 3 golden balls. And, I know what some people say about this movie. They say it's an Aladdin knockoff. They say it's terrible. Like the people that do see this say it's terrible. And I look at them and I say, no, it's not. It is awesome. Because it has such unique designs to it. It's got unique backgrounds. Classic animation that you hardly see anymore. And this movie took over 30 years to complete. Yeah, 30 years. Now there was a couple of different, they changed it around due to the success of Aladdin. Yes, I will admit that. Some characters were changes, some points of the plot were mixed around, some scenes were taken out, and other voices were thrown in. But the one voice that remained constant is Vincent Price, the voice of the villain Zigzag, who always speaks in rhyme. I love Vincent Price. That's why I love this movie. Vincent Price brings a great atmosphere to it. So The Thief and the Cobbler? Definitely. People should find this movie. And number 4. All the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies. Now, I know I'm cheating with this one, but I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I love watching the cartoon. I even liked watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, because for some reason I didn't really like Part 1 that much. But looking back, Part 1 is great. And yes, I even like Part 3 and the new CGI film. Now, my thoughts on the newer shows, they're okay, but they just don't have the same feel as the first show did for me. Even the live action shows are cheesy and dumb, which is why I'm glad that they left. Alright. But it's hard to pick which Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie is my favorite, because I love all of them. But I think I like Part 2 overall. Part 2 has got some interesting qualities to it. And let's see, what's the most memorable thing to me about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Well, I think a lot of people know that. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go! Go Ninja, go Ninja, go! Ice. Because I'm cool as ice. Number 3, Death of the Dead. Now, this is a fairly new film. It's a horror comedy about a geeky nerd Wanda who's a karate student at Mojo Dojo, where her karate instructor, Master Sensei, teaches her karate and whatnot. Now, this movie is a spoof. It is. And this is where it gets strange. Another karate dojo accidentally ends up in a bus crash where they get poured with toxic waste and they become super mutant ninja fighting zombies. Now, again, not a lot of people know about this movie because it's fairly recent and it's somewhat hard to find on DVD. I'm not sure if it's really hard to find on DVD, but you could check out the website, type in Death of the Dead on Google, and you'll probably find the website. You could ask the director, and you can ask the director if the movie's available. But it is a great film, and if you're lucky enough to see any screenings for this, I say check it out, because it really is a fun movie. Now, number 2, Redneck Carnage. Now, this is, again, a fairly recent movie that not a lot of people know about. You can find it through Amazon.com, CreateSpace.com. It's a fun, enjoyable movie, and I actually play a part in this. I am a zombie extra. Now, the story is a little confusing. Well, not so much, but it is. But the story is about meteor falls down to Earth. A backwoods guy touches it, gets infected, and soon all of a sudden everyone starts turning into zombies. And it's about these groups of ragtag people trying to survive. That's pretty much all you need. It's a great zombie spoof. It's over the top, it's cheesy, it's corny, and it spells out good cinema in my opinion. And now, the most number one movie that cheers me up? Almost Heroes. Yes, Almost Heroes, a comedy with Chris Farley and Matthew Perry. Now, Almost Heroes is a story about Matthew Perry playing a great explorer that wants to beat Lewis and Clark. Wants to get to the Pacific before Lewis and Clark do. But he needs some help. He needs someone that knows about the woods and knows about exploring and all that. So he has Chris Farley come in to help him out. And they face some pretty wacky and crazy things along their trip trying to beat Lewis and Clark. So, yeah. Not really a whole lot to say about this, but it is a fun movie. I mean, there's funny moments to it. It's got a great atmosphere. And Matthew Perry, yes, I'm not a fan of him. I hate Friends. I never liked the show Friends. But however, I watch this movie for Chris Farley. Anytime Chris Farley is on the screen, he is golden. He is hilarious. And that's what I love about Chris Farley. He's in your face. He's the in-your-face humor. So that's why I picked Almost Heroes as my number one. Now, again, yes, it is hard trying to pick through all the other Chris Farley movies I love, like Tommy Boy, Black Sheep, and many others, because I really love those movies. But if I really had to pick which one was my favorite, and which one would work perfectly for the list, I would say Almost Heroes. Never fails to make me laugh. No matter how many times I watch it. Well, that does it for the top 12 list. I hope you enjoyed this video, and leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think, and any other requests for what I might review next.
I wanna hold them like they do in Texas, please. Fold them, let them hit me, raise it, baby, stay with me. I love it. Love game, intuition, play the cards with spades to start. And after he's been hooked, I'll play the one that's on his heart. Oh, oh, oh.